Okay, sorry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry all for the technical difficulties. I am working with a super old computer and a new one, so I just have to give Yesenia share privileges. Okay. I see you all are entering your information. Diana from Los Madonnas. Okay, we have a good mixture of bio and engineering majors. We only have about 5 people who contributed, so if you can enter that in there, that would be great. So we can gauge everyone's interests. All right, thank you, Yesenia. Okay, so okay, so I will get us started. You're going to see me on 2 laptops now. But I'm sorry. This is problematic. Okay. So can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to have to do something a little bit funky right now because this laptop is not working properly. Okay, so my name is Alyssa Arnold. I'm the director of the AvenueB program at UC Davis, the College of Biological Sciences, and I really appreciate the time you've taken to meet with us today just to learn about AvenueB and a little bit more about CBS and the application process. And Yesenia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yesenia Cervantes-Tucker, and I am the director of the AvenueE program. And like Alyssa, I'm very happy to be with you all and to share more information about our program. And we both hope that after today's presentation, you seriously consider applying to our program and just engage with us so that we get you here to UC Davis.
Okay, so during this session, next slide, please. Okay, during this session, we're going to just introduce you to our program staff very briefly, go over some of what the program itself entails, discuss how you might qualify for the program, explain how it will support you at your community college, but also support you at UC Davis. We'll discuss a little bit about the transition from community college to UC Davis, and then outline the AvenueB and E application process for you so we can make the transition a bit, or the application process a bit smoother for you. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have our program staff up on the screen. I am Alyssa, as I mentioned before. I'm the director, so I do work with the students, but I also do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure the program functions the way it's supposed to. And working currently, because it's a new program on CBS's campus, working to kind of create the foundation for the program right now. And clearly working out kinks with this presentation as being an example. But so Bridie Trescott-Roberts, she is our transfer bridge coordinator. So she'll be overseeing that summer bridge program in which you'll participate if you're admitted into the program. She also assists with student mentorship placements, student internship placements for the summer, and then student research opportunities as well. And she attends some of the programming with the students. So if you're admitted to the program, you will get to know her very well. Next slide. Yesenia, you can introduce your role and Shannon's.
Yes, so I've introduced myself. I'm the director and I just have oversight of the entire program, but I work very closely with Shannon Long, who is our program coordinator. And Shannon is responsible for most of the programming that happens. Like Bridie, she does Transfer Bridge. She also helps with recruitment. She would have been here at this presentation if she were available, but unfortunately today she's out of the office. And then she also oversees cohort meetings that we have throughout the year, as well as some of our, career internship opportunities that we try to bring into the program, or our mentor pairing that we do with faculty and industry folks. So she has her hand on a lot of the programming. All right. I'm navigating 3 screens here, so bear with me. So what are AvenueB and E? We wanted to give you just a general idea of, what our programs offer. And so we'd like to give you just a little bit of an overview before we delve into all of the details. The program starts at community college and provides academic and career support and enrichment opportunities to students who are admitted to UC Davis and are chosen to participate in a cohort. And this support will continue after you transfer to UC Davis, and you get to participate in the program all the way until you graduate. So ideally 2 years, but sometimes students take a little longer. We don't care how long it takes. We just want to be here to support you to graduate so that you can be successful and move on to careers in your area of interest. All right, so let's review some of the selection criteria. So to be eligible for AvenueB or AvenueE, you must meet the program criteria listed on the screen in front of you. You have to attend one of 4 partner community college districts. If you're here today, it's because you are part of one of our community college districts, so don't worry about that. You can get more information on who the other districts are if you want that, and you can go to our website to do that. You need to intend to transfer to UC Davis, and we would love for you to be an Aggie. So again, seriously consider us. And then you have to intend to major in biological sciences or in computer engineering or computer science. There are 9 majors in the College of Biological Sciences that you can come in as a major in that would gain you access to the AvenueB program. And those are biochemistry and molecular biology. We also have biological sciences, cell biology, evolution, ecology and biodiversity, genetics and genomics, marine biology, molecular and medical, microbiology, neurobiology, physiology and plant biology. If you're not sure which major, we're happy to discuss that with you and help you make a choice. I know I just covered a lot of majors in the bio area, but we want to be clear about what it is, which majors qualify you to participate, which is why we're sharing with you specifically which majors would qualify you to participate in the program. And then for AvenueE, we support students in 12 majors in the College of Engineering, and those include aerospace science and engineering, biochemical engineering, biological systems engineering, biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer science and engineering, electrical engineering, environmental engineering, material science and engineering, and mechanical engineering. In addition, we support 1 major in the College of Letters and Sciences, and that's computer science. Hopefully you don't have questions. If you didn't hear your major, feel free to ask us. You can ask in the chat, or you can ask at the end of the presentation, and we'll be happy to answer your question. And then of course you have to meet and maintain minimum GPA requirements. And so for biological sciences, the overall GPA is 3.2, and the major prep GPA is a 2.5. And then engineering overall transfer GPA is a 3.5. And then in engineering coursework, you need a 3.2. And then computer science overall is a 3.5, and major prep is 3.4. And then for students applying for fall 2022 tag admissions, there are requirements for that specifically. If you're not familiar with TAG, please ask questions. You have Matri who's here to provide information. We have admissions officers that we can refer you to as well, and they can support you with questions related to TAG. But for TAG in bio, if you're interested in TAG, you need to have a 3.2 TAG overall in transferable courses. And then for biological sciences, you need a 3.2 and a 3.5 for each of the series, depending on what specific major. And then for engineering, the minimum overall GPA is a 3.5 in UC transferable courses and a 3.5 in the technical GPA. Okay, moving on to our selection criteria. So it's important for us to talk about what are the check the boxes kinds of things that I need to do to participate in the program, right? Which are all of these major requirements and processes that we just talked about. But there's also some additional information that we want to share with you. So there are certain groups that are considered underrepresented within the biological sciences and computer science areas. And so because historically these populations have had less access to these majors, we want to make sure that we target specific communities to attend institutions of higher education and pursue careers in certain industries due to societal barriers impeding pursuit of opportunities in these fields. So programs like AvenueB and AvenueE were established to level the playing field to ensure that all groups have equal access and resources. Our hope is that when you attain your goals, you reach back and uplift your community, and that the students other students follow in your footsteps. For that reason, we want to try to encourage students who possess or demonstrate commitment or potential for leadership to positively impact and eliminate barriers facing women and other members of underrepresented groups in careers in biological science, engineering, and computer science.
Okay, so now we will go back one slide, please. We'll just go over the AvenueBE journey. So there are 5 distinct stages of the AvenueB experience. First, it starts at community college. Then you progress to the transfer bridge program if you're accepted into AvenueB formally as a member. Then you'll have your UC Davis College of Biological Sciences or College of Engineering experience, depending on which college you choose to attend. And then you'll obtain your biological sciences or engineering degree, and you will either head off to graduate school or a career in the biological or engineering sciences if that is what you choose to do. Next slide, please. So the first stage is the community college. It's comprised of 3 components at the community college level. So we have AG Transfer Scholars Weekend, we have the transfer admission support that you receive, and we also have AvenueBE activities and events. So for AG Transfer Scholars Weekend, it is a no-cost week-long program when it's remote. It's actually a weekend when it's in person. We had to make some changes this year in light of COVID-19. It's an intensive program that takes place during the summer before your final year of community college. It connects students with UC Davis resources, ensures students one-on-one admissions advisement, and it provides students with a space to engage with their peers, build community, and allow students the opportunity to really experience Aggie life, sorry. Yeah. So if any of you actually participated, if any fall 2021 UC Davis applicants participated in Aggie Transfer Scholars Week this past year during 2020, the summer of 2020, please let us know. We do like to keep track of students' participation throughout the final year of community college. So it'd be great for us to know if you participated. So in terms of transfer admission support, it comes in several forms. Once you engage with our program at your community college, like you are now, students receive guidance for submitting a UC TAP. They receive assistance with their TAG application. They receive access to admission events and also continued informative communication through graduation from the community college before transfer to UC Davis. So in terms of AvenueB and admissions activities and events, those will be hosted straight through May to promote student bonding, enhance the transfer process, give students an opportunity to know staff while also allowing staff to become more familiar with students or program applicants, And in the future and post-pandemic, hopefully that will be next year, we're hoping to host some in-person events and activities such as networking activities, career panels where you'll learn about different career paths, industry tours of actual facilities. So AvenueB, for example, was funded by the Genentech Foundation, and we have connections who are willing to help us organize a tour of Genentech facilities. So those are some of the opportunities that might be available to you in the coming year. So fall 2022 applicants can hopefully anticipate participation activities of that kind. And then also you will have access to campus visits when we go back to an in-person style. Next slide, please.
And I'll just add that similar to AvenueB, the same kinds of activities apply to AvenueE as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say just AvenueB. So for the Transfer Bridge program, that's the second component of the overall experience. So it's a 2-week-long program. So upon matriculation at UC Davis and acceptance to AvenueB or AvenueE, you will be required to participate in a 2-week-long Transfer Bridge program during the first 2 weeks of September. It will consist of business hour weekday programming, as well as some evening and weekend programming. Transfer Bridge does not replace UC Davis orientation. All housing, meals, and materials will be provided at no cost to you. And upon completion of Transfer Bridge, you will receive a student stipend of $2,500 to alleviate the need for work during that period, because we understand that you have your familial commitments, you may have work otherwise, and you may be missing out on opportunities. So we try to kind of to help out financially during that time. Next slide, please.
Yeah, and before we move on, I'll add that you know, for AvenueE, this is kind of one of the places where our programs start to differentiate a tiny bit, in that we also offer a stipend for students who participate in Transfer Bridge, but our stipend is $1,250. So minor difference there.
So, and I'll kind of touch on the differences at the very end of the presentation, so you all understand why some things may be different between the programs. So, Yesenia, would you like to do that?
Yeah, so Transfer Bridge is a really unique opportunity to participate in like group bonding activities, really build community and develop a network with other transfer students who are also navigating and experiencing the same kinds of challenges that you might be experiencing as a new student in a new institution. And so we create Transfer Bridge with the intent of trying to get you connected, trying to alleviate some of the challenges that are involved with, you know, participating or being admitted to a new institution. And you get to learn what it's like to be an Aggie, because, well, if we're able to have the program in person, you would be participating in an in-person residential program. And we're still kind of waiting to find out if that will be the case this year, but we're hoping it will. And then you get to network with faculty and industry professionals and learn about campus resources and enhance your academic and professional development in general.
So as a member of AvenueB or E at UC Davis, there are 6 main program components. So those are connection meetings, tutorial services, academic advising, the mentor programs, research opportunities, and internships. So members will have access to academic enrichment opportunities throughout their entire experience. So those connection meetings are weekly in your first year and monthly in your second. During those activities, you will be able to bond more with your cohort, the cohort of students that you enter with in Transfer Bridge, and do some self-exploration, professional development, as well as academic development activities together. The tutorial services, students have access to one-on-one tutoring, at least for AvenueB. If it's not the same for AvenueE, Yesenia will clarify for you all. Academic advising students will see their academic advisor once per quarter, and each program has an academic advisor, and this is where programs differentiate from one another in a little bit. So Shannon is actually the academic advisor for the AvenueE students. We have an academic advisor who works through our Biology Academic Success Center, and she provides academic advising once per quarter. So every UC Davis College of Biological students is required to see their advisor once a year, but that's really not enough. to ensure that students have the support they need. So you all will have access to an academic advisor at least once per quarter. And Millie is lovely. She works with students outside of that individual meeting as well. And students receive mentoring through peers when they enter the college through the Mentor Collective program. They also have access to professional and faculty mentors through our professional mentor program. And then they have access to research opportunities throughout the year, and there's an option to do research over the summer as well. And we provide internship support in terms of placements, helping with the application process for our students. So students also participate in group outings such as industry tours, exploratory trips, and group bonding trips, cohort group bonding trips. So there's just a lot of access to different resources on the campus, and we just try to support in any way that we can. Yesenia, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I'll just add that like participating in a program like AvenueB or AvenueE really is about you gaining access to information that you may not otherwise have been able to access. We have connections with people in industry who send us information and say, hey, we have this exciting internship opportunity, get your students to participate. Or we might, be talking to you about like the internship fair that's happening on campus in 2 weeks. And as a new transfer student, you might be like, what is this? How do I do this? Well, we get to cover some of that information with you in cohort meetings so that you understand like, how does this process work? What do I need to do to prepare myself for success during that interview process? And even if you don't get an interview, it's really about practicing, about exposing you to these opportunities that are going to help you later on down the line. To be able to secure either an internship or a job in the future. And so really it's about giving you information, resources, and support that'll help you make the most out of your time here at UC Davis.
And we actually have a question from Matri, which is a great one. Do all students receive an internship opportunity? And I'll double this for our research opportunities as well. So students have the option to pursue research opportunities. We have some built-in components to our programs. One is called VIP, vertically integrated projects. We're working on a collaboration with our educational enrichment opportunity program to provide research opportunities through that program as well. So there are some built-in components, but students are also encouraged to network and find research opportunities with a faculty on campus. There are so many opportunities. Faculty welcome students into their labs. They want to teach you. They want you to really have an enriching experience at UC Davis. And in terms of internships, as Yesenia mentioned, we do have connections that we try to leverage to provide students with internships. But part of it too, if you see an internship in which you're interested and say it's unpaid, we can provide support for students who seek those internships, and we help with the application process. So right now we're working on, AvenueB is working on expanding its network and finding internship opportunities for students, but you have the opportunity to find your own and have us support you to some degree financially as well. And our research opportunities provide financial support for our students in the form of a stipend each quarter. So there are many opportunities. There is financial support. So we just encourage our students once they're here to explore their interests during the first quarter, see where they'd like to go, which labs interest them. They provide us top 3 labs, for example, or you can provide for the internship opportunities your top internships, and we'll help you prepare for those opportunities. And as Yesenia said, if it doesn't work out the first time, we will help you until you find something that you find suitable for you and your experience. We just want to make sure that the experience you have overall in the Avenue programs, but also through these individual opportunities, really provides you with what you need to make the right career decisions for yourself.
And what I'll add to that is that for AvenueE, and I think for AvenueB, we don't, it's not like we have internships that we say, oh, here's a list and you can pick one and you get to do that internship. That's not how it works. It's really about preparing you, giving you the skills, the information that you need to secure an internship. And so we do have within our network people who will send us information about upcoming internships. And so for us, it's about giving you that information so that you can prepare accordingly to try to secure one of those internships. And it's different than being a part of the general population in that if you're not in our programs, you have to try to seek that information through other means. And if you're part of a support program, you may get that information, which is great. Participate in a support program. It really doesn't matter which one, but we want you to be successful here, right? Obviously, we want you to be a part of our programs, but ultimately, we just want you to be successful. And so most students may not hear about some of the internship opportunities that come our way because they're being sent to us by, the network of people that want us or want to support students in our program. Atri, looks like you have a question.
I do. Thank you so much, Yesenia and Alyssa, for sharing a little bit more details on the internship question. Internships are so great for our students, as you know, and so often there's a lot of questions from students regarding these opportunities. So maybe not now, but is it possible to share the information from previous AvenueE cohorts and share like how much percentage of the students actually get either a direct corporate or research internship opportunity? Because that's a question that often students ask us. And so having that information will help us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AvenueE has been around a little bit longer than AvenueE has been around longer than AvenueB. So, and I'm new to the program, so I'd have to find that information, but I can certainly try to do that. What I can tell you though, is that you don't have to wait till you get to UC Davis to engage in an internship. I would strongly encourage you to start that process now, because when you get to UC Davis and you apply for an internship, people are going to look at what did you do prior to getting to UC Davis? How were you engaged? How have you made the most of your academic experience? How do I know that you're a go-getter? How do I know that you're invested? And so if you start applying for internships now, then you start to build that credibility in some ways, that exposure, you expand your knowledge base. And so people will see that, okay, this person has been successful in internships in the past. I want to learn more about this person. And so it just helps to build. And it also helps you to decide, like, did I really like, this particular area? I thought I wanted to be a biochemical engineer, but now I'm starting to think that maybe that's not exactly what I want to do. I want to do this other biological thing, so it just helps you to kind of figure out what is best for you.
And I do have something to add. So we are new. This is our first year, AvenueB, but we do have some placements already for research opportunities. We have 10 students in total because it is a pilot program. We had to kind of reduce the number of students we were serving this year because we were launching in the middle of the pandemic, but 2 students have already been placed in research labs and they've started their research. And we have 3 students who are in the process of being placed right now into research labs. And we have 2 students who have requested, who they informed me that they wanted to participate to enroll in the EMT program at the College of Biological Sciences for clinical experience over the summer. And I told them that if they maintain their grades throughout the winter and spring quarter, we would cover the cost of that program. So we have funding to provide some support in these areas. It's not going to be, we have to kind of monitor the funds that we have, but we provide support wherever we can. And if we're able to support you in that way, and if EMT, for example, is something that you're interested in, just for clinical experience, if you're considering pursuing a career in the health sciences, we have the resources to support our students in that regard. So we have made some movement in AvenueB, even though it's a new program. The students are getting some experiential learning opportunities. So with all this being said, we have so many ways in which we hope our students are benefiting from this program that we presented to you today. And ultimately, next slide, please. The goal is to have students graduate with a degree in the biological sciences, or for students at the College of Engineering, a degree in the engineering sciences. So with that being said, I will kind of just get into the application process. So we really, at this point, I'd like to encourage you to get engaged, get help with the process so you can get your degree. So there are 5 stages to the AvenueB, D, and UC Davis application, EE and UC Davis application process. So the first 3 steps that you see are related to UC Davis admissions, and the last 2 steps are related to AvenueB and E admission or acceptance. So if you are a fall 2021 applicant, you will have already completed, or you should have already completed steps 1 through 3, which is, they are the UC Davis Transfer Admissions Planner, the UC TAP, the Transfer Admission Guarantee, if you were interested in that, which you would have submitted in November for that, and you will have had to apply to for UC Davis transfer admission, which was, and that application was due at the end of November, but they extended it into December. And then if you're a fall 2022 applicant, you must complete all 5 of these steps to be considered for AvenueB and E. And I'll just kind of outline all the steps for you here. So the UC TAP, it's basically, you enter all the courses you've taken into this system, and the admission office helps determine whether or not your courses will transfer and what kind of credit you'll get for them. And that should be completed as soon as possible. The UC tag applications, so the transfer admission guarantee is essentially, sorry, I'm gonna admit one more person. Okay, is essentially a contract you enter into with UC Davis. So based on the courses you've completed, you are admitted to the college, but your admission is contingent upon maintaining your GPA and also finishing the requirements for graduation from community college and transfer to UC Davis. So your tag application should be submitted between September 1st and September 30th through the UC TAP. The tag decisions are usually released by mid-November. And then the third step, UC Davis application, it should be submitted between November 1st and November 30th. Again, for the students who applied for the fall 2021 admission, this will have already been done. For next year, those of you who are applying for fall 2022 admission, you should follow closely the steps provided online for admission. Number 4, applicants are encouraged to submit the AvenueB and E applications as soon as possible, so we can include you in our community college programming. And to those of you who are applying for the fall 2020 year, you must submit your AvenueB or E application by November 30th to be considered for the $1,000 Community College Scholarly Award, and that is awarded to students who are tag approved. So I highly encourage you, if you've done well in your courses and you plan to apply for a tag to UC Davis's College of Biological Sciences or UC Davis's College of Engineering, you should take advantage of this opportunity and apply to AvenueB before November 30th, so you can be considered for that $1,000 Community College Scholarly Award. Now, if that scholarly award does not mean you are admitted to the program itself at UC Davis, it's just for this scholarship. So just be mindful of that as you move forward. And step number 5, My Admissions opt-in. So when you receive your UC Davis acceptance via the My Admissions portal, you must once again opt into AvenueB or E to be considered for acceptance to the program by clicking yes, I would like to apply for AvenueB. There's a button that says, you will see it on the page, it says you'd like to apply. And what you're doing is re-indicating that you are interested in the program. So we encourage everyone to complete our application, yes, but also to click that button so we know that you're still interested in the program once you've been admitted. And then you just thoughtfully answer the one question on the AvenueB application in the prompt and submit. And AvenueE, Yesenia has worked with her college leadership to modify their application process a bit. They are going to deviate. And Yesenia, would you like to speak on that for a moment?
Yeah, so we have a very similar process. We are making some changes this year. Where instead of just applying or responding to one question, you're going to be asked to respond to 2 questions is what we're thinking. And then we're also asking students to submit a letter of recommendation, at least 1 letter, and you'll get more information on both of those things when you receive your notice from admissions, asking you to consider, AvenueE as a program participant. But that's basically the major change, is that instead of just 1 prompt, we're considering 2 responses and a letter of recommendation.
Thank you. So all students must opt into the programs and complete the required steps by June 1st, and you'll be notified of your acceptance to the program at UC Davis in late June. So just please take a few notes, and we can share this with you as well. Once you apply to this program, we will send you the steps in writing so you can just have them available. But you're encouraged to attend all UC Davis admission events throughout the academic year, as they'll provide much needed support to you. If you've already applied to AvenueB and E, so this is for the fall 2021 cohort, but you have not yet filled out your UC TAP, you're still encouraged to complete it at any point before the AvenueB application deadline, so you can be added to our databases. And for students who are applying to the fall 2020 cycle, you must be tag approved for the scholarly award, which I mentioned before, but you do not have to be tag approved for acceptance into AvenueB or E. So that's very important. No one has to be tag approved for acceptance into the AvenueB E program at UC Davis. It's just for that scholarly award. Okay, and for the AvenueB E application currently that we have online, I'll just do a quick overview of it so you know what to expect when you go in there. So you just have to fill out some basic information about yourself, name, email, all that. And then you have to answer 3 questions. So the questions are, what experience have led you to pursue the biological or engineering sciences? What do you hope to pursue with a degree in the biological or engineering sciences? What characteristics or skills do you possess, and or how will you demonstrate a commitment and leadership to positively impact and eliminate barriers that prevent full participation of women and underrepresented minorities in the biological sciences and engineering sciences? So there are 3 questions. Just be very thoughtful about your answers. It's the chance that we get to know you as an applicant. You know, we don't see you in person every day. We don't have the privilege that Maitri has of engaging with you regularly. So this gives us some insight into who you are as a person and what you hope to contribute to your community and the world as a whole. So the benefits of taking these simple steps could amount to thousands of dollars in awards, stipends, and support for eligible candidates. The first award, as I mentioned, is the Community College Scholarly Award, which is $10,000. For this upcoming year, we have
Alyssa,
sorry,
it's $1,000. The
1,000.
scholarly award is
What did I
$1,000.
say?
10,000.
Sorry, 1,000. $1,000 scholarly award. And the second is the UC Davis Scholarly Award, which students receive annually while attending UC Davis. The award is determined by program, so either AvenueE or B, and is based on available funding for the academic year. So I feel like I was going to say one more thing, but I lost it. So
I'll just add that, you know, one of the our programs mirror each other in a lot of ways. We're here to support students. We offer similar programming activities for students, but when it comes to our budgets, that's where they start to deviate from one another, in that we're funded by different companies. And so, you know, how much they contribute to our program impacts the way that we are able to support students monetarily.
all right, next slide, please.
All right, so just wanted to cover some important links for you. If you want to contact either AvenueB or AvenueE, you have our email here. You have access to our website as well. And then if you want to apply for the program, you can find us by going to our website, and there's the apply. You'll see an apply button, and then you can tap on that and it'll take you to the application, but you have that link here as well. And now we'll open it up for questions. What can we do to clarify this process for you? What other questions do you have for us?
And one more thing. So there's one event coming up. It's STEM Transfer Day. So for students who are interested in attending either the College of Engineering or the College of Biological Sciences, the students who have already applied will receive an email from us regarding the event. But if you are, interested in the event, just reach out to us and we'll provide you the information so you can attend that session. I think that. No more notes. It just came to mind and I thought I would share with you.
What kind of questions do you guys have?
It's a lot of information. We know you have to digest. So if you aren't sure now, we would just encourage you to submit the application, and you can reach out to us anytime with the contact information in the presentation. We will share that with Maitri so she can share it with you, and you can always reach out to us at any point.
Hi, everyone. I also wanted to welcome LMC MESA Director Nicole Traeger is also here on this platform. And Nicole, a lot of your students are here, actually, most of them LMC, and some of them like also LMC/DVC. So just wanted to
Yeah.
let everyone know.
Nice to meet you.
Yay, LMC. Yeah, thank you for having us. And I had a question. We have this is AvenueB is newer and AvenueE has been around for a little bit. We've sent several students, both DVC and LMC and CCC has sent several students there to both programs. And can you tell us about some of the things that some of the students have done since being there in the program?
So Yesenia, would you like to go first, or should I go first?
Are you referring to specific students from the college as opposed to like general?
No, just like in general, like what, we send these students there and I mean, I in general sort of hear back, but they go off and they're amazing and we don't hear much back from from these amazing students. And as far as what kind of what specifically are they kind of doing, what in engineering and computer science, and after they kind of get involved and things. And I know biology because they just started this year, so I've heard a little bit more about them recently.
I mean, I can give you a quick because it's smaller and just launched. I won't have as much to share, but I just mentioned before, we have 5 students who are in the process of securing research opportunities. One student was accepted as a camp scholar, so he's doing research that is funded through the NIH. 2 students have been placed into labs recently and they have started their research. 3 more students are in the process of being placed for their research opportunities. We have 1 student who is working at the COVID testing center, so he's getting some hands-on experience there. We have 2 students who I mentioned before are they're planning to participate in the EMT program, and AvenueB is providing financial support for them so they can do that. So they're getting in there and they're applying to clinics, to volunteer at clinics. So it's been difficult. The in-person, and I'm guessing that engineering has had this issue as well. It's been hard to find in-person opportunities for the students just because of COVID. But the campus is adapting. I think UC Davis and just UC as a whole has done a lot to try to ensure that our students still have some great opportunities. So we are trying to help them land those opportunities where we can. We have 1 student, she's actually one of yours. She landed a position at Camp Kesem. So it's, she just told me about it today, so I'm going to see what I can remember. But she is going to be working with children, I think, whose parents have been affected by cancer. So that's a summer opportunity that she's going to have. It's a week-long opportunity. So they are definitely involved and they're taking advantage of some of the opportunities that are at their disposal at the College of Biological Sciences. So I can also, in the future, I'll send you some updates if I hear anything interesting that your students are doing. Yeah, in the future. So Yesenia, would you like to share some?
I mean, it's a little hard for me to answer that, Nicole, because I'm so new. But what I will say is that there are so many opportunities. Our students, they become involved in either campus, career opportunities, like, I want to be a peer mentor to other transfer students. So then they become like a mentor through our Aggie program that allows them to do that. We have students who have gone on and done internships. Like I have a student who did an internship with Intel and just secured a job opportunity a few weeks ago. And so it's the exposure to the people that we present them to, the information that really helps them to decide, like, where do I want to go with this? We have another student who was interested in research around water. And so they got an internship with water systems, the California water. I can't tell you the exact name because I'm not thinking of it right now, but basically doing, water engineering for the state. So they do interesting things. I have another student who did an internship with National Labs, and they were working on a robot, like how do you use your engineering skills to create a robot that is going to do X? So, they get to do these really amazing things. There's also lots of clubs on campus that are doing amazing things. I mean, there are students that are thinking about, third world problems. How do we solve, issues that are really affecting communities, beyond the US? And so, for example, one group works on water. How do we get water to people who don't have access to water? And I'm sure you could say the same thing for in the medical field. How do we get, medical resources to people who don't have these kinds of resources? So there's so many things. Students are participating in national competitions as part of clubs as well. They're building robots and intelligent machines. And I mean, it's just amazing. When I first started this job and I participated in the club fair, I was blown away by the amazing work that students are doing on campus. And so that's an extension of what happens here. You start that journey at community college, but then you bring that knowledge base with you here, and you get to, share that with other students and develop these amazing projects. And I mean, I can share a link with you if you'd like on, the clubs and what they're doing, but it's just amazing. It's mind blowing. I hope that answers a little bit of your question, Nicole.
Great, thanks.
I know there's another question. What is the main difference between Community College Scholarly Award and the AvenueB Scholar?
So the Scholarly Award, both programs, and this is actually something I was going to mention before. So we awarded, I think it was, Yesenia, did you award 60 this year?
30
this year. Next year, I think it'll be, I don't know what your number is for next year, but ours will be 20. 15, yeah. And then next year, AvenueB will be awarding 20. We're scaling up our program. So that is an award that is just meant to just help students in their final year of community college. So that award is given, awardees are notified in December. And then in the middle of spring semester, most of you will receive your award by then in some fashion through your college directly. And then when an AvenueB membership starts upon acceptance in June. So there are two different scholarly awards. There's a Community College Scholarly Award and the AvenueB UC Davis Scholarly Award. And that's once a student is admitted to the program for one of those 20 slots, for example, and they're going to start at UC Davis as an AvenueB scholar. And then their scholarly award will kick in during their third year of college. So that'll be their first year at UC Davis, and that support will continue through graduation, and it's upwards of 4,000 for AvenueB, but it depends on student need as well. So, and that continues through graduation. So that's how the award works.
And I would say that it's similar for AvenueE. You have the Community College Scholar Award, and then you have your UC Davis. Been admitted to UC Davis. So now if you're in the program, you would get another scholar award. Yeah. And Marco has a question.
Hello. Yeah, I had a question about some of the resources for student academic resources. I know MESA, the MESA program offers tutoring and other workshops to help students out in their classes. Do you guys have similar programs like that in the AvenueE program?
Yes, we do. So we try to connect students to tutoring. If there's ever a need, you're struggling with the class, you're concerned that you may be struggling with the class, we'll connect you with opportunities that exist on campus already. And if those don't exist, then we do have a little bit of funding that we hold to support students when that's not available. So we do offer that kind of tutoring. And then of course, or tutoring in that way. And then during the cohort meetings that we have throughout the year, then there's opportunities there as well to access just information or other resources that will support you. particularly right now during COVID, like a lot of people are struggling with food insecurity, housing insecurities, emotional well-being. And so we try to connect you with resources that will help support you while you're here, whatever they may be. I hope that answers Marco, your question, Marco.
Yeah, and I guess I had another one. Is it like exclusive to the students in the program, or is it like the tutoring services?
The tutoring services that come directly from AvenueE would be exclusive because it's the funding that we have to offer participants within our program. But if there are resources that the campus offers, then we try to connect you with those resources.
Okay, awesome. Awesome, thank you.
I have a question that's connected to what Nicole had asked earlier. And so I have a question and a comment. The comment was like, we would love to hear from a student who's a current AvenueE student or a current AvenueB student in the program, and just to hear student voice and experience what they and how it has translated in terms of success, whether it's academic success or like professional development success for the student while being in these programs. And this question that I have is that, is the AvenueE program housed in a certain place? Is there a place for students to go to beyond after they are done with their classwork, which is specifically for AvenueE and maybe for AvenueB students?
So we have like an office space right now. So the program just recently moved over to the College of Engineering starting this year. So what we have right now is office spaces for Shannon and I to work out of, and that's the space that we would offer to our students. We don't have like a center per se where students can come, but part of our goal to work towards in the coming months as we transition back to in-person services is to create a space for students so that you do feel comfortable, hanging out, studying, whatever it may be. And if we don't have a space, then we'll try to find resources on campus to create a space for you. If you need to reserve a space to study, well, let's find a space to help you study. And AvenueE and AvenueB and AvenueE live in different places, and so we don't have a combined center necessarily, but we are working very closely together to create community between our students.
So to the point of hearing student voices. So later on this quarter, AvenueB, and I think this probably could be some sort of collaborative event, but I was planning an event getting to know you. So I'm hoping to have a couple of our students there in those sessions to speak with prospective AvenueB students. So you all it'll be more so about getting to know you as applicants, but you'll have a chance to get to know us and some of our students as well. So you will receive information on that closer to the date, but we have to just put the event together and get that information to you. So you will be able to hear some of our student voices. Nicole will make sure you're invited to that as well, so you can hear from them. And we actually, so the students on this panel or in this meeting might actually hear from some of our students during STEM Transfer Day. ABL Alyssa volunteered to speak at one of the transfer panels. So I can actually, I'll find the link for you to see if you can register and attend. So you can hear him, and also Clarissa volunteered as well. I think she's also one of yours, Nicole. So you'll be able to hear from her. And we have a couple more events coming up. I think one in March and one in April, where AvenueB will be working with admissions to have an AvenueB student on panels for that as well. So we may have two other students. I don't want to have the same students volunteering. Two other students speaking from AvenueB. So I'll share those dates if we can find a volunteer, just so you can hear those students as well. And if students in this meeting here attend those, you'll hear our students speaking.
And we do have a video that, where our students are talking about, why they appreciate the program. We can share with you. I can play it now. I have the expanded version of it. It's 3 minutes long. So if you have time and you want to listen or watch it, stick around, I'll play it right now for you so that you get a sense of like what students are saying, like why should you, participate. And even though it's AvenueE focused, I think that it would also apply to AvenueB because the experiences are similar and our students appreciate the work that we do. So I'll play it.
No, before you play, we have one student who has a question, I think, just in case, in the interest of time, just to have the student's question answered first, and then we can play this for students who can stay and watch. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right, Suba, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Hi, so I'm currently studying computer science at DVC, and this is my last semester. So I applied to AvenueE last September, and I'm still part of it. My question is, what would be my next immediate step after I get accepted to DVC? Davis, like, would I have to like do another application or such?
Yes. So great question. You will, Alyssa covered this a little bit. You will have to opt into the program. So when you get your notification from admissions, you'll see right below the congratulations, you've been admitted. You'll see something that says opportunities. And then right there, it'll talk to you about AvenueE, and it'll say, if you're interested in and want to apply, click here, and you'll click that button, and then it'll give you some direction in terms of what you need to do. And you'll have to respond to some prompts that are listed there. There's 2 of them. Or there will be 2 of them, I believe. And then it'll also tell you that you need to submit 1 letter of recommendation. And again, that'll come when you receive that notification, which I think is gonna come in like the latter part of April. And then you have to complete that process by June 1st.
And it will be in your My Admissions portal. That's where you'll find out about your admissions.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Yesenia will play the video now for you all.
My experience with AvenueE has been even better than I thought it would be. And whenever I need help or anything, I can reach out to them. So we're stick together through these 2 years. So it's been pretty great. Of all the things that they have given me, I feel that I've changed a lot since I first came to UC Davis.
AvenueE was interesting to me because I was able to explore the 4-year college life before it actually began. I didn't follow the 9-to-5 path. Instead, I'm pursuing more of an entrepreneurial path for myself. AvenueE has completely changed my life.
What I got from AvenueE was a family that supported me throughout my transition from community college to UC Davis. One of my biggest fears coming into AvenueE was not meeting the expectations of the program. And the nice thing about it is you have alumni and you have industry professionals that can also help you throughout your professional and personal career. So that community that you build for life.
Something that I really gained from my cohort members and my advisors is seeing examples of other women who have come from even harder places than I have and seeing them totally excel. Coming into a new school, it was a little nerve-wracking because I felt like I didn't know anyone here, and being in AvenueE, I feel like I have people I can reach out to.
I was drawn to the mission of AvenueE, supporting underrepresented minorities and women, scholars in STEM. I saw it a great opportunity to be a part of a group of students who all have the same motives and determination to succeed in a career in engineering and computer science.
What made me interested in AvenueE was their scholarship program. It's a difficult part of life where you have to balance between being in school and also work.
I'm not sure what happened, but you get the idea. You got a little taste of what students are saying about the program and why they value their participation in the program.
I think there was a lot of emphasis placed on community, and that is a huge part of what both programs do. We have advisory board members who are just amazing people. They have accomplished so much in their life. They run companies, they work for either huge tech companies or just very progressive organizations. And they not only put their time in, they donate their money to the programs. Like, these are people who come to meetings at 8 p.m. to make sure that they're there to support, or 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. After they finish their entire workday, just to meet our students and engage with them and let them know that they're there to support them. They come and they speak at our connection meetings. They tell our students about resources. They talk about their personal life, their life path, both professionally and personally. We have mentors who are faculty and also professional who just donate their time. They really care. You really have a community. You have your cohort. I had one student reach out to me last week because she was worried about one of her peers in the program and just said, hey, will you reach out to him to make sure he's okay? Our students look out for each other. They care about each other. We care deeply about our students. You know, AvenueB is new. AvenueE has been around for a while, but Yesenia is new, and Shannon as well. And everyone just kind of has, we dove into this, and we're doing as much as we can for our students, and we are growing with the programs as our students grow at UC Davis. So we are there to support our students in any way. They're there to support each other, and we have a huge community supporting us, including the dean of the college. They attend our meetings as well, and they have the dean and the associate dean have engaged with our students. So they really care, everyone cares, and it really is a community. That is what you will be joining if you choose to opt into AvenueB or AvenueE.
We know we're a little over time, so we thank you all for, hanging in there with us. And we, again, just encourage you to consider our programs and participate, or consider UC Davis and participating in our programs. With that, thank you all. Have a wonderful day. And if you have questions, send them our way.
Have a good night. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Just really quick, because I did actually have like a little question, but for clarification, I just wanted to make sure that I had applied to AvenueB back in November. That's the application you were talking about. I had already heard back about the Scholar Award as well. That's the main application, and then the opt-in is after I receive admissions, correct?
So the opt-in, when you receive your UC Davis admission through the My Admissions portal, that's where you indicate renewed interest in the program.
Okay, thank you. And another question I had really quick was, because I know you mentioned, I believe that there's 20 cohort members chosen.
Yes, for the next year, 20. We're scaling up to 20 from 10.
Okay. For those individuals that are picked, would you say that like the individuals who received like the Scholar Award are, I guess, likely, or?
No, so we will reassess the support provided at AvenueB. We want to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to get into the program. So we will reassess and reevaluate like who we're accepting into the program. But if you receive a scholarly award, it does not guarantee that you will be accepted into the AvenueB program at UC Davis. We're going to be very intentional about the students who really need the support and demonstrate that through their application. And also their participation. If you show up at events, we make note of that. So just keep that in mind.
And the key takeaway, Gabriana, is pay attention to the application, do a good job on the application so that you can be seriously considered.
Well, she submitted one, but you should stay active. Like I already made a mental note of a few students who applied who are here today. So there were a few of you. So we notice that you are participating. We notice when you care and that you show you're willing to be involved. And that's something we require at UC Davis. And if we see you demonstrating that ahead of time, it counts in your favor.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for holding this event today.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Alyssa, do you want to stop recording?
Oh,